Hello everyone, I'm Adeyemi. Today we continue our previous video uh, in a website masterclass. Yeah, and this is a particular course that we are talking about how we can build websites. So we started with the introduction, and we'll talk about domain name in our previous video, and I also talk about hosting. So today we will buy hosting and domain name and then install WordPress on the cPanel. Before we proceed, we need to talk about one or two things. What you need before you can easily install your WordPress. You need domain name. Uh, by this time, I believe that you should be able to know what domain name is, which I have already talked about in our previous video. If you have not watched the previous video, you can easily go back and watch the previous video for you to have insights and knowledge about the domain and other points that we raise in that particular video. So the next point is you need a hosting account with cPanel access, and the next one is you need your hosting username and password, and also a basic internet browser. Those are the things that you need for you to start the journey of building websites, right? So before we go into a practical session, we are going to be talking about the five basic features you should consider when choosing the web hosting. The first one is uptime and reliability. So we need a very good hosting for you to be able to keep your website online, because if you have a bad hosting in terms of uptime, your website will not be accessible easily for clients, right? Where people will be facing some challenge one way or the other, challenges one way or the other for them to have access to your website. The next point where we love to raise is speed and the performance. So you must make sure that you buy a very high speed hosting, right? Because it's bad SEO when your website is not that fast, because you will lose a lot of clients along the line if somebody want to visit your website for one purpose or the other. And unfortunately for that person, once he or she click on the website, they have to wait up to 15, 16 seconds for it to load. Some people don't have that patience. Before you know it, they will be directed to another platform. It is very, very important for you to have a very fast hosting with SSD storage. Is the most recommended type of storage that you can go for when you are choosing the hosting. And now the next point I would like to raise now is security features. Hosting should include SSL certificate, firewall, and malware scanning and backup to protect your site. There must be a auto backup, and if peradventure, because all these features, if you have it on your hosting, definitely it will be costly. The more the feature is, the more the cost of the hosting, right? So now there is another way that you can easily be backing up your file on website automatically without spending time, which I'm going to talk about in a separate video, right? I might easily include it in this course anyway, but that one is another video. So it is very, very important in the case of this video. You must make sure that you have all these things in place for security reason. So the next one is customer service. The type of platform you will be buying your hosting from or domain name, you must make sure that they can be easily be contacted 247, right? Because there might be some challenges one way or the other that you need their attention on, and if their support is not that okay, you one way or the other you might lose the customer. So the next point is control panel. A simple dashboard. Your hosting must have a simple dashboard like cPanel. It makes it easier for a beginner to manage a file. It is very, very important as well. So the next is to go straight to how we can buy domain name and hosting. All right. In this tutorial, we have a lot of registrar that we can use, but for the sake of this tutorial, we are going to use Hostinger. So let's proceed. Go to the register your domain name, choose a hosting plan, connect your domain name to hosting, and log in to your hosting panel. So the first thing is for us to search for the domain name. I think in the previous video that I did, I explained a bit about hosting, what to put in consideration before you choose the type of hosting. So I talk about domain name, how you can choose a better domain name. And for the sake of this tutorial, let me search for tutorial.com. Maybe it's available, because the first thing when you have a client like that and the client tell you that, oh, this is my name, this is the name of the brand, or this, I want this domain name to focus on my personal name, right? The first thing is for you to search if it is available. If it is not available, then you guys will know how you can just add one or two words to it, right? So example, if I put only zack.com, definitely one way or the other, one person might have used that domain name before. We are searching for it. Fortunately for us now, zacktutorial.com is available. For first year, I will be paying $0.01 per year. So, but the subsequent one will be $19, which is not bad, right? So most of other platforms also have their own way. Once you search for the name and you know that it's available, click it my, it will be automatically added to my cart, right? This is the hosting plan, so you are going to need hosting. So that's what it is. At this point, I need to explain something. I can buy domain name only on Hostinger and go to another platform to go and buy hosting. If I notice that, okay, maybe that particular platform has a very fine rate at which they said their hosting, maybe it's cheaper, right? So you might go ahead to go and buy it. But the only disadvantage there is that you need extra skills for you to connect both domain name and then hosting together. So if you don't have the skills, definitely you might have a little bit of challenge, which I think I'm going to solve in maybe another video, but not in this video. So it is advisable for you to just buy everything together so that they will do all the connection for you internally, right? So that's fine. So the next thing is for us to just choose hosting, right? Once I click on hosting, it will be added as well. Gets good. So this is our cart now. The total amount we are going to pay now is $41, right? So but for the sake of this tutorial, once you reach this particular stage, just click on continue. You will need to attach your credit or debit card, right? Once you attach it, so they will deduct it and create account for you automatically, right? So once they create account for you, then you will be able to log in. So from this particular stage, hosting that I will be using for the sake of the tutorial report, so I will leave this particular platform and go ahead to where I have hosting. Once you are done with the registration, you will have your password. So this is a particular platform I'm using, right? I'm using for this tutorial. So I have hosting already. So these are the features there. Log into cPanel. So I click on cPanel. Once you are able to log into your hosting account, you don't need password for you to log into hosting or to cPanel again. So you just click on login to, so it will direct you to where your cPanel is. This cPanel, let me just explain a little bit about the cPanel. cPanel is a hosting control panel. The meaning of C at the back of panel is called control, so it's a control panel, cPanel. You use it to manage your website files, email, domain name, database, anything that you need for your website to be successful is inside that cPanel. So for us to now install WordPress now, which is our next step, so you have to log into your cPanel, find Softaculous app installer or WordPress installer. So now let's proceed. So once you log into cPanel, let me click again. So log into cPanel. Good. This is our cPanel. As you can see, inside cPanel we have a lot of tools. We have email. So here is where all my professional emails are, right? So this is where you can manage your files, documents, music, image, everything we do inside there. So database, if your website is the type of website that people register, so all the registration details like password and username of people go to database, right? So this is where you can find it. Also inside cPanel you can see domain name, software. So according to our guide to find Softaculous app, where is our Softaculous app? This Softaculous. This is where our WordPress is, where you can have access to our WordPress for us to install it. So let me just click on it. For us to install our WordPress, so we need to click on install. Here is for us to select our domain name. So for the sake of this tutorial, I will be using this. Scroll down, site name. You can easily change this one in future, but for the sake of this, let's use Zog tutorial. So home of knowledge. So now username for the hosting, password. Sorry. So this admin. Let's add more. That's good. So install. Good. We have successfully installed WordPress on our domain name, right? So how can we now have access to our dashboard website? So here, what you can see now, this is the website. Let us check that one. Let's see. So hello world. So this is our new website. So for us to be able to edit or design anything on it, so we need to have access to our dashboard, WordPress dashboard. How can we have access to that? So come back is for us to copy this link, or easily you can see WP admin. That's the link. So I can easily add slash WP admin to this one. Then okay. So it will direct me to where I can log in. So based on the password we put initially is admin, and the other one is admin too at 1234. Good. This is our dashboard. Welcome to WordPress. You have successfully installed WordPress. There's another way you can log into dashboard without putting your password or app. So once you click on here, it will automatically log you in. However, another way you can do that, let me show you. So this I can easily log in. So once I click on this login again, so it will just log me in automatically. Thank you very much. See you in the next class. Bye.